Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video, I have already discussed about that things with you, how can create that view page and also how can create that URL, right? So here I have created one of the URL as a home, and for the home here I load one of the data, that means our view data, so that is our hello world. So now here if you want to add that multiple page, so for the multiple page you have to define some of the multiple function, right? So I have already created only one function in our view, that means in our first app, that is application, into this application, that is our view. Here I have created only one function as a home. So now I want to create some of the multiple function. So better I just simply copy it. Okay, I just simply copy it, and now I want to take another one. I just simply define another two. So that will be our first one, and that will be another one. Okay, so now here I want to take that name. I just name it as a contact. Okay, I just name it as a contact, and here I name it as about. I just simply name it as about, and for the contact I want to return some of the response message. It will be display as a contact page. Is the contact page. Okay, and this one will be for our about page, so I just simply define as a about page. So here I have created now three function. One is a home, another is a contact function, another is our about function. And for the everyone I have defined some of the static data, so that have our about us, about page, and that will be this is our contact page, and that is our hello world. Perfect. So now we have to define some of the URL for this one, right? So if you want to define that URL, I think you already know about it. You have to go to your my project, into this my project, and that is our URLs. And here now I want to change it, like here better I just remove two of this. Okay, I want to write down it again, sorry. So that will be our path. So here first of all that will be our home, right? And for the home I have already defined one of the function, our function name as a home. So here I have already defined our view as a home, and that will be our name, right? So now I want to create another one. So better I just simply copy it, and now I want to take another one, and also I want to take another one. So here first of all that will be our contact. So here if you want to display this contact function, so here you have to define first of all that URL. So I just simply define that URL, it will be as a contact, right? So I just simply define as a contact, and into the views I have already created one of the functions, our function name as a contact, and I just name it as a contact. Okay friend, and also here I want to define another URL, it will be as a about. So that will be as a about, and for the about I have already created another function, so that is our about function. So I just simply define as a about, and now here I just simply define in our views I have created this function name as a about function, and I just name it as about. So now I want to check all that our page. So now if you click as a save all, I just click on the save all. Yeah, our server is perfectly running. And now if you go to our home, that means that will be home, click on the enter, and you can see it's now perfectly showing as a hello world. Because of all here I have defined our path as a home, it will be loaded our views, our home function. If you go to that views, into the views, our home function, that is actually our message as a hello world, right? So now I want to access our another URL as a contact. So I just simply copy it. So after that our home URL, here I just simply define our URL as a contact, click on the enter. Yes, now you can see friend, now for the contact I have already defined some of the text. So here I have defined our views, our function as a contact function. If you go to our views, into the views, that is our contact, right? So into this contact function here I have defined some of the message. So that is actually the message, and now this message is perfectly visible. And also I have created another one. So I have created another one as a about, and that will be as a about. So into the views I have created this function as a about with this request, and that is actually our message, right? So now let's check this out. Here I define as a about, click on the enter. Yes, you can see it's now perfectly getting that our page as a about page. So friend, I hope you can well understand about it. So now here I want to define some of the page link. Like right now I have already 3 pages, right? One is our home page, one is our about page, another is our contact page. So from to the home page, if you want to put some of the href link from to our about page and the contact page, then how can do that work? So right now here I'm actually using all the statics. So laterally we will add all that our page, some of the HTML page in particular that area. So now first of all, step by step I will show you. So first of all here I want to show you that things like that way. Like here that is our HTML, all that code, right? So in particular that area, after this I want to define one of the href. So I just simply define as a and then href. So I think if you already know about that HTML, you know about it. So into the href here I want to define one of the page. So I just simply and our here. So I just simply and it. I just simply and our and in particular that position I want to put that link. It should be as a our contact. Okay, it should be as a contact page. And for the contact page, I have already defined one of the URL. So I have already defined that URL. Our URL will be as a contact, right? So I just simply copy it. And now here, I just simply paste it. So that will be our contact. And after that, I just simply define as a pipe line again. And after that, I want to take another one. So better I want to copy it. Here, after that, I just simply paste it. So here, I have already created another one for the about. So I just simply define as a about. And for the about, I have already defined another URL. Our URL will be as a about. I just simply copy it. And now here, I just simply define as a about. Okay, friend. So now let's check this out. If you now click as a save all. So here I have defined in our home, that is our 2. One is our contact, another is our about. So now if you refresh it, yeah, you can see that the 2 pages now visible as a contact and the about. So if you click as a contact, then it should be directed to our this URL, and here I have already defined our function. Now it's perfectly loading our this view page. And also if you go to that about, now you can see it's perfectly loaded our about page. I hope you can well understand about it. So also here, if you want to add, like if you go to that our contact page, into this contact page, here I want to define that same another 2 page link. It should be redirected to our home page, another page actually our about page, right? So here if you want to put that link, you can also defining it like here, that is our href. Better I want to copy it. Okay, I just simply copy it, and that is our another page. So that is our contact function. Into this contact function here I want to use it. So I just simply define that on here. Okay, so from our contact page, it will be redirected to our home. So I just simply define as a home, and for the home I just make the things as a blank. Okay, and for the home here, if one things you have to remember, if you want to make the things as a blank, like I show you, I just put that as a blank right now. And that will be our about. Okay, so I just simply define our about will be the same. So now if you click as a save all, so I just click as a save all, and now go to our contact page. That means here there is a contact page. Click on the refresh. So now you can see that is our 2 link is home, another is about. So from here, if you click as a about, now here you can see, now here actually first of all is getting that our contact, and after this contact is putting that our about. Okay, and also if you refresh it again, go to that home, you can see it's not redirected to the home page, because of all it's redirected to our contact page, right? So here if you want to solve it, it's pretty much simple things. After that, that means here before that about, so here you have to define another slash. Okay, that means here it should be another slash, and then it should be redirected to our about. And for the home here, it should be our home route. Our home route will be as a slash. Okay, friend. So here I just simply define as a slash and then slash our about. So now let's check this out. If you now click as a save all, and now if you refresh it again, so now if you click as a home, yes, now you can see now it's redirected to our appropriate home route. And also if you refresh it again, if you now access that about, yes, you can see now it's perfectly redirected to our about URL, and that is our about URL page. I hope now it should be very much clear to you. So here you have to define that slash and then the about, rather than it should be getting that same our contact page. So also I have created another one for our about page. So into this about page, I also want to put that two links. So I just simply copy it. Okay, I just simply copy it, and now here, so that is our about. So in particular that area, I want to display our about, and that is our about page. So here it should be redirected to our home, and for the home I have already defined that home route, and that is our contact. So here I want to define our contact page, right? So into this contact page, I have already defined our URL. So our URL will be as a contact. So I just simply copy it. And now here I just simply define as a contact, and before this contact I have also I use that slash, right? So now let's check this out. If you click as a save all, now go to our about us page, click on the refresh, go to that home, perfectly redirected to our home, go to our contact, perfectly redirected to our contact page. Okay friends, so how can put some of the link, how can actually add that multiple page in your site, I think is very much clear to you. In our next video, I'm going to discuss about that URL mapping. So how can working with this URL mapping, in our next video, I will show you that things with a live example. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.